Hello and welcome to week 18's Be College Ready seminar. And this week we are going to continue working on our resume. But before we start, here are some group learning agreements, which is be present and pay attention, respect people's stories and contributions, and pay attention and take notes. Okay. And our vision for Y Scholars program is to elevate people's growth mindsets to achieve higher ambitions. And our mission statement is to guide first generation high school students so they will pursue and obtain a college education. So remember, the purpose of our Be College Ready seminars is to 1, guide you towards being ready for college, 2, build your portfolio to prepare for college and scholarship applications, and 3, increase your awareness of who you are and what direction you want to go. So to prepare for this session, I would ask you to open your YSP journal and to take notes for your assignments. So as I said at first, we will be completing our resume, but today we will try to finish every aspect of it. And yes, so our session will be successful if we 1, see a sample student resume, and 2, complete your own resume. So these are our 2 goals for this session. Before we begin, we will start with the interview question activity, because since we are doing resumes, we might as well practice doing some interview questions to get you ready for scholarship applications or job applications. All right, so the question here today is, tell us about a challenging situation you experienced and how you overcame it. So you will write down some bullet points in your YSP journal for around 2 minutes. And then your assignment also has this question, but I will ask for you to write a couple of sentences and write down what you can say in around 30 seconds. Because when they ask you an interview question like this, you're expected to answer anywhere between 30 to 30 seconds to a minute, right? And then you remember, resume is your career background, skills, and experiences all on paper. So this is what a basic resume will do. But as we have learned, a good resume will not only show this, but also show your vision, your values, and your plans for your future. So when do you need a resume? As we have stated in the past several sessions, you need a resume to apply for jobs, college, programs, and even for recommendations. Sometimes I ask you for a resume, so it's best to just have it on hand. And another reason why it's nice to just have a resume is to keep track of your accomplishments, your skills, and your experiences that you might have forgotten yourself. So it's a good thing to just keep so you can look back at. So this is the sample resume we have always been looking at for the past couple of weeks. And let me go over the different sections again, since we will be completing our resume, just in case you forget. So remember, we need to have our contact information at the top, and maybe an objective or a summary of yourself in the top part. And remember to include your education. You can include your GPA, your coursework, or anything related to school that you want to talk about, and put under education. And remember to write down your experiences and your achievements. So these are some achievements or some experiences this student have had, and they wrote it down. They included their roles, the time right here, and their description is down below, right? And they can include skills like this, your language skills, photographic skills, anything like that. And they can include awards or honors, anything like that to further your resume and make it look nicer, right? So when you're trying to write your resume, always think about how to stand out, right? So where would your reader's eyes go when you're looking at this penguin picture, right? You will look at this specific penguin because it is different from the rest. All the other penguins here are brown, while that one specific penguin is gray and has like an orange beak. So this is why you should try to make your resume pop, So you could capture their attention and they will most likely want you because you're so unique and different. So remember the past sessions, we talked about the 3 rules of the resume. So there's 1, 2, and 3 rules, right? So the first rule is to include who are you, right? So these are the stuff you should try to include in your resume. So what are your specialties? What do you value and where are you heading? These are the subcategories of information you should try to include to tell the recruiters who are you. So the second rule is of making your resume pop is to show me and not tell me. So remember, the numbers rule is really important because it makes a really big difference. And you can always add accomplishments, recognitions, basically awards you've received that will help further your resume and help you look better in front of the recruiters or whoever's looking at your resume, right? So if you guys remember your numbers rule, it is to make it more detailed, okay? And the third official rule of trying to make your resume pop is to don't stand out because of bad spelling, grammar, formatting, readability, anything of that sort. Because bad things like this, or like tiny mistakes like this, can make a job recruiter like not want you. They're like, oh, careless mistakes can mean that you either don't care or you're not detailed enough. Yes, stuff like that. So remember, do not stand out because of bad spelling, grammar, formatting, and readability. Always try to get a second or third person to look over your resume before submitting it to a job application or whatever you need it for, right? Like right here, it says here that you're a professional booger, and it's blogger, right? So always try to get a spelling check. It is really common to have them nowadays. All right, so remember, it's time to create your resume now, right? So if you weren't here last session, here, I'll go through briefly on how to start your resume. So first thing you need to do is go to New and click on the triangle sign on next to Google Docs. So you go to Drive, click on New, Google Docs, blank document, right? Click here. Wait, we're not going to click on blank document because you're going to select from a template. Okay, and after you scroll down to resume sections, there will be around 5 templates to choose from. Select one and title it your name. So if my name was Elaine Hyun, then I put Elaine Hyun YSP resume, right? So it's your name, YSP resume. All right, and then you can share with me at kc2@yscholars.org, or you can share it with your counselor, and then you can start working on your resume afterwards. So before we start working on your own resume, here's a sample resume. All right. Sorry, it's taking some time to load. So right here is a sample student's resume. We made this person up. So let's look around here. What do you think are some good things the student has done or some things that they might need improvement in? Okay, so let's look at the top. He has his name, or they have their name up here. And it says responsible student with organization skills, seeking experiences in service and communications. Great. They showed their values and their interests and what they're looking for. And then they included their contact information. Awesome, because they will need your contact information to reach back to you. They have their experience and activities. They have 3 experiences that they included. Have description. The description includes numbers and their responsibilities. They included the date where the experiences take place, like Berkeley. Okay, they included the education, Berkeley High School. Awesome. The expected graduation, GPA, relevant courses, clubs. All right. They even included a project. That's awesome. and they put their skills here and their awards they've gotten, and the languages they know how to speak. So these are all really great. They included a lot of sections that we have talked about, but some stuff that I recommend changing to Danny is to put the education at top, because they usually look at your education first. And GPA 3.2, you actually don't really need to include a GPA unless they specifically ask you for it. But if you think your GPA is gonna help you, for sure put it. But if you think it's not going to, then you can always exclude it, because they don't really look at your GPA for certain stuff, like your jobs, unless they specifically ask for it on their website or on their application that they asked. And I think it's great that they added projects, but I think they could include it into experiences and talk more about their projects and why it inspired them, right? And then their skills, awesome, because sometimes when people post about their job offers and they're trying to recruit people, they would talk about their qualifications they want the applicants to have. So I think it is great to just look over the job application and the qualifications they're looking for and put it on your resume, because it shows that you know what they want and that you have it and that you're a detailed person. And then awards here, I think it's great. It shows that they show great commitment and they're responsible and they have great organization skills, right? And languages is always a plus if you know more than one language, because it just shows that you're more adaptable and that you could go through different situations when clients need someone who doesn't just need English and wants to speak to them in Spanish. It's great. And yeah, that is it for this sample resume. All right, let me go back here. Okay, so really important. So there's a deadline for this that Audie has said. So if you're watching this video today, Tuesday, then you should submit it by the Sunday. It is Sunday you watch the video. So if you're watching it today, as in February 15th, then it will be due February 20th on the Sunday. If you're watching it on a Tuesday next week, which is the 22nd or 23rd, then it'll be due the Sunday of that week, right? But if you need more time, you can always let me know or let your counselor know. And here's my contact information. So remember, your assignment is to complete your resume. And there's another assignment that just talks about the resume again, because you're most likely watching this video because you skipped the in-person session. So you have to complete this assignment and email it to me or your counselor for them to check it over. And that is it. And bye. Thank you very much for attending.